You're listening to Miss Style, Strength, and Grace with Deidre Murphy. This is your one-stop shop for style, fashion, health, and fitness. Deidre's passion is to help empower women to reach their fullest potential, both inside and out. Deidre and her guests will be discussing how to develop your style, health, and lifestyle hacks to energize your day and inspire you to keep reaching higher levels of success. Deidre is a professional fashion stylist, health guru, and Mrs. Washington 2017. It's time to get open and honest with Deidre.
Hello and welcome, my dear, to another episode of Miss Style, Strength, and Grace. Last week, if you haven't listened to it yet, I was able to interview a local fitness influencer, Elise Lee of Elise Lee Fitness, and we talked about all things in the strength portion of my podcast, from fitness to nutrition to just taking care of yourself and how to quit your own excuses. So if you haven't checked out last week's episode, go back an episode after listening to today's, of course, and listen to my interview with Elise Lee. Today, I'm switching gears, going into style. So springtime is such a great opportunity for us to kind of slough off the old, in with the new, have a breath of fresh air within our home, our closets, and that feeling of spring cleaning. I know I have an episode from last year around the springtime in 2018, and I'll be sure to link that episode in the show notes. And we talked about doing your own closet cleanse, and I talked about thinking of Wendy from Peter Pan and spring cleaning, all that kind of thing. But today, instead of talking about spring cleaning, I want to share a little bit of a story from one of my actual one-on-one clients that I work with here locally in my hometown with her styling closet. And the problem isn't that she has too much, but the problem is that she hasn't ever invested in herself enough. And so it really leads to the problem of not owning enough and truly not being enough. So the problem isn't overwhelm and closet overload, but not having enough. So as a stylist, I've really seen it all. I've seen the closets that are so jam-packed that my client is overwhelmed and they're feeling defeated. You know, that sense of, I have a closet full of clothes, but nothing to wear. Believe me, I see that more often than not. I've gone through that journey myself, but this is the other problem. She seriously has a limited closet. So my client's name is Gretchen, and there really wasn't anything in her closet except for some stretchy pants from years ago and even maternity pieces that hadn't been worn in over 30 years. But for some reason, she had never let go of them. So just for frame of reference, the maternity wear that she had, both of her kids are full-grown adults and live on their own, and one of them is even married with kids of his own as well. So if that gives you an idea of how long it has been since the maternity clothes were needed. So I'm going to get real for a second. The truth is so many women are like my client, Gretchen. So she hadn't purchased new clothing for herself since before her kids were even born. And she'd constantly put herself second, maybe even like third, fourth place for almost 30 years now. Does that sound like any of you that are listening right now? Gretchen was left after being a mom. I mean, she's still a mom at the end of the day, no matter what, but she was left not knowing who she was, left with a wardrobe that certainly didn't exude the confidence that she wanted. And honestly, it left her feeling like she didn't even want to bother to get dressed. Have you ever felt that way, where you just walk into your closet, maybe you have an event coming up, or even just getting together with girlfriends over wine at the local winery, but you're not inspired by what you have, and so you just don't even want to go anymore? So after pouring everything into her kids, all of herself, where did that leave her now that the kids were gone? So no longer did she have to say, oh, I shouldn't purchase that new dress for my husband's Christmas party, or I can't purchase the new shoes that I really want because, Johnny wants the new bike for Christmas, or Kelly really wants new roller skates underneath the tree, so I can't buy anything for myself. Now, there's a lot here that I could say about we can't give from an empty cup. And actually, I have a previous episode on that, episode 51, where I talk about not putting yourself first and how you can't give from an empty cup. And my client, Gretchen, was ready to fill her cup, but she didn't know where to start. So that's why she reached out to me. She knew that something needed to change, but she didn't know where. Because honestly, if she knew where to start and what to change, she would have done it already. We're all already like that. And anything that we don't know how to accomplish in life, it's not that we don't want to. It's not that we don't have the desire to. But if we knew how to already change it, we would have already done it. If you're trying to lose weight and you don't know where to start, the truth is you need to educate yourself. You need to find someone that can teach you where to start, because if you already knew what to do, you would have done it already. If you want to revamp your style and look and feel great every single day in the mirror, you need to find somebody that can help guide you there, because if you knew how to do it already all alone on your own, you would have done it already. And that's okay. That's why we have people in our life. This is why we find the people in our life that are experts in their field to help us get to the goal that we wanted. That's why there's coaches. If you were in a sports team in high school, you didn't just go out there and do it. Even if you had a natural raw talent or ability, you had a coach, somebody that was correcting your form, giving you the framework you needed to guide you in the right direction so that you could not only hit the goals that you wanted to as a person and an individual, but as a team, and explode your strengths and your abilities and your natural raw talents to the next level. That's why we need coaches. That's why we need trainers, why we need even a hairstylist. Heck, I don't know how to cut and color my own hair, so I have a professional do it for me. And she helps guide me. Oh, hey, if you want to create this type of curl in your hair, use your curling iron in this format or in this way. And she gives me those techniques. It's the same thing with a stylist. I'm able to help a client out, figure out what framework do we need to customize and tweak for her to get her to her goal. And when I first met Gretchen, it was really insightful when we were able to figure out what she had in her closet and why, getting down to that nitty-gritty of why she was holding on to the things that didn't inspire her in her wardrobe, didn't make her feel like a beautiful woman that she is. And it was some limiting beliefs that she had down to her core, because she truly felt like she wasn't worthy enough to fill her own vessel first. After working with me, we were able to obviously clean out the closet, get rid of those maternity pieces that she clearly didn't need, and go on some shopping sessions, finding her pieces that, fit her body shape, accentuating her assets, the areas that she really excelled at, and minimizing her concern areas. And then really defining her unique style type. It wasn't about what I wanted to wear. It was about what was going to make her feel like the unique, beautiful woman that she was, and help her exude that confidence every single day, whether she was going to church on Sunday or helping out at the local clinic here that she volunteers at, or just meeting her girlfriends for their local meetup in their book club in their winery. Whatever it was, she left the house feeling put together and polished every single day. Now you might be saying, well, what does it mean to look polished and pulled together? That phrase gets thrown around quite a bit. And I heard it explained this the other day, and I felt like, oh, that makes so much sense. If you were to look polished and pulled together, if you were to run into both a professional in your organization, so maybe your boss, and then also maybe your ex-boyfriend or your, ex-husband or whatever at the grocery store in the same day, would you feel confident in whatever you're wearing and how you look meeting both of those people? If so, then you're probably in that happy medium of feeling polished and pulled together. If you feel like, oh, I don't want to run into that person or so-and-so with the way I look today, or why is it always that the day I run into the person, I'm always looking my worst, or I feel my worst, or I look like a disheveled mess, well, then you're probably not feeling polished and pulled together. There's a happy medium in between both. So again, going back to my story with Gretchen, after working through her closet, only keeping what fit properly, letting go of those things, and investing not only in new clothing, but investing in herself, Gretchen started to fill her vessel back up, and now she loves what she sees in the mirror again. And I love to explain it the way that Rachel Hollis explains filling your vessel first. So I'm not taking credit for this, but instead of thinking of ourselves as a cup and trying to constantly pour a little bit into ourselves and then pour out into everyone else little bit by little bit, we should think of ourselves as women as a pitcher or a vase. And if we just stand tall and fill up our pitcher with water, pretty soon what happens is that pitcher gets fuller and fuller, and then it starts to overflow, and it overflows into every other aspect of our life, from our family members to our endeavors, our personal efforts, our health, our fitness, our other goals. It will overflow into every other aspect of your life. So stand tall like a pitcher. Let that pitcher get filled up to the point where it overflows and spills out into the lives of those around you. So I just want to encourage you today to find out who you truly are, like Gretchen did. Do you feel like you're not enough and you're not worthy enough? Is there some sort of limiting belief that's keeping you from looking and feeling your best every single day? And now, granted, some days it might be a little bit more casual than other days. So for instance, today is my day where I work from home and I don't get all glamazoned out. I don't have fake eyelashes on. I don't have all the things done. But tomorrow I have a fully packed schedule. So tomorrow I'm going to be a little bit more prim and proper, and that's okay. But I feel like I look my best on every single day. And I feel like if I were to run into somebody, I look polished and pulled together no matter what that day looks like. And that is exactly what I want for every single woman out there. I love to say it like this, that if you empower a woman to look and feel her best every single day, she can accomplish anything that she wants because she's more productive. You look better, you feel better. You're able to produce more and give more to those around you. Again, going back to that pitcher theory. And I heard this the other day on an episode of This Is Us. If you haven't watched that show, I love it. And there's an instance where one of the moms in the show is explaining about how our personal appearance reflects on how we look or about how we feel on the inside. And she said, the way that we look and show ourselves on the outside is a direct reflection about how we feel on the inside. And I may not be quoting exactly right, but basically that if you respect yourself on the inside, you're going to respect yourself on the outside too. And it shows up in all the aspects of your life. So I just want to encourage you to fill your own vessel up first and break through some of those limiting beliefs that are keeping you from that end goal that you want. And just go back to the definition of insanity. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, that's the definition of insanity. And that doesn't mean that you have to just throw out everything and burn the closet and start from scratch. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to find somebody that can help teach you, give you the tools, give you that framework, and customize it for you specifically so you can reach those goals. And it's not about, doing the same thing over and over again, because if you already knew what to do, like I said earlier, you would have done it already. So how has working with me, with her personal stylist, actually impacted and transformed Gretchen's life? So not only does she feel inspired when she walks into her closet from here on out, she's gotten involved in other things in her life. She joined a book club. She starts going to them every week and just getting involved in creating long-lasting friendships and connections with other like-minded women. She started volunteering at a local charity. She even was so inspired that she booked a cruise for just her and her husband to go on. They've been dying to go on one. She finally booked it, and then she was even inspired on what to pack. We spent a day just packing up cute outfits for her to take on her cruise so she felt comfortable but still loved the way she looked, whether she was laying on the Lido deck or attending one of the shows on the cruise itself. And she's come back with a refreshed view of life, a new zest for her partnership with her and her husband, and she's able to give love and serve more to her community, her family, and her grandchildren. So if you're ready to take your personal image to the next level, I would love to connect with you and even teach you how to customize something for you specifically so you can reach those goals, so you can learn how to dress for your unique shape, your unique styling and style tastes and coloring and preferences, all those things that really come down to the nuances that are different for every single woman. Because it's not about giving a cookie cutter situation and saying, oh, if you're this shape, you just need to wear this, this, and this. So many products are out there and they just say, oh, you're a pear shape or you're an apple shape or a banunu, and they say wear this, this, and this, but they're not taking into consideration who you are as a person, what your daily life looks like, what your unique nuances are within your own body and shape and coloring. That's why somebody like me comes in as a personal stylist and I help you figure all those little unique features out so we can make the real you shine. So if you're ready to start investing in yourself and break through your limiting beliefs and get that framework customized for you, I would love to connect with you. All you have to do is go to stylebydeidre.com and connect with me through there, or you can email me, Deidre@stylebydeidre.com. So it's DEIDRA at stylebydeidre.com. And I would love to set up a call with you. These are free phone calls. We can figure out how to customize your unique features and your unique goals. So with that, I hope you all have a great rest of the day and learn to invest in yourself, just like my client, Gretchen.
Hey ladies, thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode. To help empower more women, please be a doll and rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. For show notes and other free resources we mentioned today, go to stylebydeidre.com.